Hello guys, what's going on? And today I'm gonna go through Norin the Wary deck. Yeah, it's based on a secret commander which is called Norin the Wary. But this is the main commander of the deck. It's Rocco, and I've joked about that before. He's in many movies, but here he's just making food, as it seems. Yeah. So. This is not. This is actually a deck I haven't built myself. I got a tip on Finn, which is a used site we have here in Norway, and they sold a deck called. Well, it was based on Norin the Wary. So, and I have played with it once. It was okay. It was probably a bit underwhelming compared to what it said on the ad for the deck, but. So I thought I'd go through the deck card by card, and we're going to find Norin the Wary in here as well. And then I'm going to explain how that card actually works with the other cards in the deck. So I need to find out what cards are inside here, and maybe I can upgrade it to make it even more potent, as it were. Yeah. And the YouTube video which explained the deck, I didn't find all the cards in the YouTube video, so I guess I can upgrade it a little bit to make it even more potent, as mentioned before. So that's the commander anyway. It says when Rocco Carbachi Cature enters the battlefield, if you cast it, you may search your library for a creature card with mana value X, or less, put it into the battlefield and shuffle. So what you do is you cast this commander for 4. You will, of course, need to get all the colors, and then you pay 1 extra, and you pay 1 for Norin the Wary, and then the engine automatically starts right there. And I'm going to explain how that is a bit later in the video. So that's one card, and we're going to go through all the other 99 cards together. And today, this video is sponsored by Coca-Cola Zero, because, well, not what I usually drink, but I didn't find much else, so I need to buy some more soda for the house, I guess. We need some Pepsi Max, and we need some Urge, and we need some stuff. But here we go. Let's just get going. The first card on the list is called, it's a Evolution Witness, Adapt 2. Whenever one or more +1/+1 counters are put on Evolution Witness, return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, so it's a sort of way to get creatures back from your graveyard, this. So that's not too bad. Yeah. And it's a common card for some reason. I have no idea why. Seems pretty powerful. Okay. Soul Warden. That's nice. Another creature enters the battlefield, gain 1 life, so it's a nice way to gain life. And that happens quite often, so that's cool. Oh yeah. Salt Skitter, yeah, that's another card with the same effect as Norin the Wary. Whenever another creature comes into play, remove Salt Skitter from the game, return Salt Skitter to play under its owner's control at the end of turn. So yeah, it's basically the same thing. And you're probably wondering what that means. I'm going to explain it to you as soon as the card shows up. Welcoming Vampire, flying whenever one or more other creatures you control with power 2 or less enter, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. So nice way to draw cards there. And now we're going to open this. Cheers, guys. The Forest. Okay, what's this? Mentor of the Meek. Whenever another creature you control with power 2 or less enters, you may pay 1. If you do, draw a card. So nice way to draw cards there. Esther Command. Choose 2, destroy all artifacts, destroy all enchantments, destroy all creatures with mana value 3 or less. Destroy all creatures with mana value 4 or greater. So that's a nice way to. It's a nice way to control the board there. So you get to choose what you want to do. And there's also another one, Farewell. I might consider adding this to the deck. Forest. What we have here. Enchant land. Whenever enchant land is tapped for mana, its control adds an additional. And that's a foil card, so it's pretty cool. Samwise Gamgee. Some cards from Lord of the Rings in this deck, which I can appreciate. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, create a food token. And it's an artifact with 2 sacrifice target, you gain 3 life, so. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. And it's got sacrifice 3 foods, return target historic card from your graveyard to your hand. And historic card is artifacts, legendaries, and sagas. So yeah. Forest. And this is just basically a board wipe, which says that I may deal 4 damage to either target creature or everybody if I pay the overload cost. So that's pretty decent. Some of these cards I do recognize from my round I played last night. Yeah. Each other warrior creature you control comes into play with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it has trample. So, yeah. That's pretty cool. And this is a nice land, Sungrass Prairie. Yeah. Pretty cool. Okay, so are you ready? Here he is, Norin the Wary. When a player plays a spell or a creature attacks, remove Norin the Wary from the game, return it to play under its owner's control at end of turn. So that basically means that it just enters and leaves the battlefield all the time, because when my player plays a spell, he leaves the game and he enters at the end of turn all the time. So that means that this will actually trigger on my opponent's turns as well. So that's why it's pretty powerful. Boss's Chauffeur. Enter spell with a plus number of +1/+1 counters equal to 1 plus number of other creatures you control. That's cool. Okay, yeah, so this guy can get pretty big pretty fast. Yeah. And if he dies, you create that much +1/+1 counters tokens. Citizen creature tokens, yeah. Mountain. Generous gift. Destroy target permanent. Its control creates a 3/3 green elephant creature token. So. And here's Gandalf the White as well. You may cast legendary spells and artifact spells as though they had flash. If a legendary permanent or an artifact entering or leaving the battlefield causes a trigger ability of permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. So yeah, you can see that this is going to snowball really quick into something really big, very fast. Legolas Greenleaf can be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Whenever another legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Legolas Greenleaf. And I get to draw a card if it deals combat damage to a player. Yeah. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, create a treasure token. If this is the first or second time this ability has resolved this turn. Otherwise, you may pay X when you do Rose Room Treasure deals X damage to any target. Yeah, a land. Rumor gatherer. Pretty nice. So I get to scry one or I get to draw a card, depending on what happens. Mardu Woe Reaper. When one War Reaper or another warrior enters the battlefield under your control, you may exile target creature card from a graveyard. If you do, you gain 1 life. I think I actually might remove this one because I really see no need for it. Yeah, I can actually put this in my maybe pile, I think. I know of better cards I can use. This land is step unless you control 2 or more basic lands. That's okay. And then we have this guy. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Molten Gatekeeper deals 1 damage to each opponent. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a land of some sort. Unwanted remake. Destroy target creature. Controls manifest dread. That player looks at the. Okay. Right. Okay. This is pretty good in this deck, as I get to return all my cards from my graveyard to hand. Think about that for a while I take a small break. Be right back. Okay. Let's continue. Arcane Signet, pretty basic stuff. Land. Land, but it's got all the colors of the commander. That's good. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, scry 1. Whenever you cast a spell that targets a creature you control, draw a card. So that's pretty good, actually. Soul Ring. Okay. Genesis Chamber. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield, if Genesis Chamber is on tap, that creature controller. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield, if Genesis Chamber is on tap, that creature's controller creates a 1-1 colorless mirror out of a creature token. Okay. So a nice way to get lots of creatures quickly. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, impact tremors deals 1 damage to each opponent. That's okay. Path of Discovery. Whenever a creature you control enters, it explores. Reveal the top card of your library. Put the card into your hand. If it's land, otherwise put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. Then put the card back. Huh? Whenever a creature you control enters, it explores, okay? Reveal the top card of your library. Put that card into your hand. If it's land, otherwise put a +1/+1 counter on the creature. Then put the card back or put it into your graveyard. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Panharmonicon. If an artifact or creature entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of primary control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. Right. Okay, so this deck is pretty sick, I guess. Command tower. When this creature enters, you may destroy target artifact or enchantment. Yeah, okay, I guess. Yeah. Exile target creature is controlling my search to have their lair for a basic line card. Put that card into the battlefield tapped and shuffle. There is a bit of removal in this deck, I guess. I guess that's okay. Blessed Sanctuary. Prevent all non-combat damage that will be dealt to you and creatures you control whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control. Create a white unicorn creature token. Right. Okay. Land. Okay. Land. It's just lands and you have to reveal a mountain or whatever. Game trail. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. It's a cool land right there. Forest. Here I get to destroy all the artifacts if I want to do that. Moon Blessed Cleric. There we go. When Moon Blessed Cleric enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an enchantment card, reveal it, and put it. Then shuffle and put that card on top. Okay. And Osbar Mir, whenever Osbar Mir or another non-token historic permanent enters the battlefield under your control, Osbar Mir has 1 damage to each opponent and you gain 1 life. Okay. Whenever you commit to crime, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a land card from among them into the battlefield tap, put the rest to the bottom of your library in a random order. This ability is only once. Targeting opponents, anything they control, and or cards in their graveyard is a crime. Okay. Torban, Thrain of the Fell. If a red source you control would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals that much damage +2 instead. Right. Okay. Land. Eternal Witness. When Eternal Witness enters the battlefield, you may turn target card from your graveyard to your hand. I don't see how these cards have anything to do with Norin the Wary, though. Oh well. Ah, fuck it. This goes. This goes. What's this? Historic Permanent. What the hell is a historic permanent? Jesus Christ. I don't want the deck to be too complicated. This is what I want to do. Whenever another creature or artifact you control enters this creature, deals 1 damage to each opponent. Planes. I'm bumping a lot on the camera today for some reason. I don't know why. Witty Roastmaster. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Witty Roastmaster deals 1 damage to each opponent. That's also quite good. And this is also good. Aunt May. Whenever another creature you control enters, you gain 1 life. If it's a spider, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Okay. Do I have any spiders in here? I should have spiders in here now. Whenever another non-attacking creature enters the battlefield under your control, proliferate. Choose any number of permanents under players, then give each another counter of each kind already there. Then I need to have counters, and I don't know if I have those. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control with mana value 3 or less enter to a card, this ability triggers only once each turn. Okay. Day of Judgment. Pretty simple. Destroy all creatures. Talisman of Conviction. It's an artifact. I can... Newfound Adventure. Okay. Search a library for a plains, island, swamp, or mountain, or put it into the battlefield tapped and shuffle. Okay. A land, plains. Prosperous Innkeeper. When Prosperous Innkeeper enters, create a treasure token. That's good. Pretty useless. Whenever another creature you control enters, you gain 1 life. That is pretty useful. Enchantment. As Outpost Siege enters, choose Khans or Dragons. Khans at the beginning of your upkeep, pick the top card of your library. Until end of turn, you may play the card. Dragons, whenever a creature you control leaves the battlefield, Outpost Siege deals 1. Oh, that's pretty awesome. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Celebrity Fencer. Okay. Gimli. Double strike. Whenever another legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Gimli of the Gleaming Caves. Whenever Gimli deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. Okay. Planes. Whenever another warrior enters the battlefield under your team's control, put a +1/+1 counter on the created champion. That's pretty good. I guess Norin the Wary is a warrior. I hope he's a warrior anyway. I think he's a warrior. Oh yeah, I was gonna put this in the deck, but it seems it's already in there. Whenever another creature you control with power 2 or less enters, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Do this only once each turn. Nice to have. Play. No, forests. Pretty nice land to destroy another land. This. Whoopsie daisies. Basic land cycling there. Yeah. What's this? At the beginning of each opponent's end step, if the player controls more creatures than you, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. Okay. At the beginning of each opponent's end step, if that player controls more lands than you may search your library for a basic land. Play its card. Oh, that's also quite cool, actually. Whenever another creature you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. As long as this creature has 3 or more +1/+ counters on it, it has flying and has knight in addition to its other types. Planes. Command sphere. Angelic Sellsword. Whenever an Angelic Sellsword or another non-attacking creature enters the battlefield under your control, create a 1/1 red mercenary creature token with target creature has control. No, target creature you control gets +1/+0 until the turn. Activate only as a sorcery. Whenever Angelic Sellsword attacks, if its power is 6 or greater, draw a card. Okay. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. Put a +1/+1 counter on Gala Greeters. Create a tap creature token, you gain 2 life. Okay. Waystorm Surge. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. That's pretty good. Forest. Plains. Another land that destroys another land. Whenever you exile one or more cards from your hand and or permanents from the battlefield, put that many +1/+1 counters on hero of Bretagard. As long as hero's Bretagard has 5 or more counters on it, it has flying and is an angel in addition to its other types. As long as hero Bretagard has 10 or more counters on it, it has indestructible and is a god in addition to its other types. Okay. Planes. Whenever another creature enters, leaves the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on Flaming Fist Officer. Destroy target non-land permanent. Its controller creates a 1/1 white human creature token. And last but not least, we have Saradoc, Master of Buckland. Whenever Saradoc, Master of Buckland, or another non-attacking creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under your control, create a 1/1 white halfling creature token. Tap 2 other untapped halflings you control. Saradoc gets 2/0 and gains lifelink until end of turn. Okay, so that's the deck. It's pretty good. It's really good actually, but I think I can make it a little bit better. I need to find out what a historic permanent is. And if it's good, then I guess I can. If historic permanent is a legendary, then I guess it's okay, because Norin the Wary is a legendary. Then I can keep it. And then I have this. It's probably good. I probably got some red sources in here that do damage, so I guess I can keep that as well. Yeah. But I need to find my red sources. This is a red source if it triggers. So it does trigger. Okay, so this is return target card actually. So oh Jesus, okay, I think I misunderstood this card. Whenever Murder or Will Reaper or another warrior enters the battlefield under your control, you may exile target creature card from a graveyard. If you do, you gain 1 life. So it's a graveyard, not my graveyard. So I guess I need to keep all these cards then. So then I guess this deck is really good. I need to play test it a bit more, but it's looking really nice. There you go. Thank you very much for watching. Please consider becoming a member. It really helps the channel and it lets me do more of this stuff, buy decks I don't know and show them off to you guys and figure out if I'm going to upgrade them or not. Thank you to Samuel and Big Boss for being members of the channel. I really appreciate you both. And other than that, have yourself a nice day. Take care. Bye bye.